Hi, it's Morgan and welcome to the Dove's Nest. In today's video, we're talking all about baby steps. Hi everyone and welcome back to my channel. I'm Morgan Dove and I am a self-proclaimed hot mess mom. I'm currently on a journey using the FlyLady Cleaning System, trying to take myself and my home from cluttered and chaos to organized and calm. Now that I've completed my extremely massive whole house declutter, if you haven't seen those videos, you can check those out up here. I am moving on to the next step in my FlyLady journey. That step is to create morning, evening, and afternoon routines that will eventually develop into habits, helping me to keep my home clean and organized. Do you ever walk into a dirty room in your home and just think, what do I do first? Where do I even start? There is no way my house is ever going to be clean. I'm here to reassure you that Marlas, author of the FlyLady, whose cleaning system I am trying to adopt, frequently says that your home did not get dirty in one day and it will not get clean overnight. So for all of us perfectionists out there, we need to be like Elsa and let it go. Like, our house is not gonna get clean in an instant. We all know that there have been tons of scientific studies talking about creating habits and routines, and the general consensus is that it takes 21 days to develop a new habit. However, it takes 27 days to make that habit part of your daily life. The problem with those of us who are constantly drowning in chaos and clutter and are just starting to get our lives organized is that building habits is hard. For most people, 21 days may not seem like a lot, but for us, I'm just trying to get through tomorrow. And that perfectionism starts to get to me, especially if I miss a day or I skip a step. And I automatically think, well, better quit for today. I'll start again on Monday, because everybody knows that Monday is the best time to start creating new habits. And then it just leads to procrastination and eventually overwhelm and burnout. So Marla is really big on baby steps, which I've mentioned a bunch of times on this channel already. The great thing about this system is that if we forget a day or we forget a task, we don't need to stop. We don't need to quit and start over on Monday. We just start again and pick up right where we left off when we remember to do it. Remember, this is not a sprint. This is a marathon. We are creating habits that we are going to incorporate into our daily lives forever. We're not just looking for a quick fix that's going to clean our house overnight and then the whole thing explodes into clutter and chaos again. I just want to take a minute and reassure you that as you're going through this process to learn the baby steps, to create these habits that you will eventually put into a morning routine or an evening routine or an afternoon routine, don't feel overwhelmed. Don't get frustrated, and if you forget a day or you forget a step, don't feel like you have to start all over. Give yourself a big pat on the back and continue focusing on the progress you've already made. I know that's what I'm gonna do. Good job, Morgan. Good job, Morgan. So let's talk about how baby steps fit into developing a habit. Now, as I mentioned, it takes roughly 27 days to create a habit that then becomes part of your daily life. Now, I'm going to be posting a video 3 times a week where I introduce you to one of the new baby steps that I am working on. This doesn't mean that every day or every other day you should start working on a new habit. Go at your own pace. I've been doing this now for the last few months. My videos are just publishing every couple of days, but that's not how long it took me to develop these habits. It's gonna take a while, at least a month, to add all of these habits into my routines and to make them stick. Marla has a second book that she actually wrote all about the baby steps in her FlyLady system. The book is titled Chaos to Clean in 31 Easy Baby Steps. I will be sure to put a link to that book in the description box below. And this step covers her total series of 31 steps, 31 habits that you can develop to just sort of help your life move along more smoothly. As I will talk about in my upcoming How I Modify the FlyLady System video, when it's ready, I'll link it up here. I don't use all 31 of her baby steps because I don't think I need to. Some examples of the baby steps that I won't be incorporating into my daily routines are things like drink water or remember to take vitamins. And the reason is because I do those things every day. Some of the other steps that she has are things like check the FlyLady website every day so that you know what you're going to do. But because I created my control journal, I don't need to check the website daily. I just need to look at my control journal. Something else that Marla dedicated an entire baby step to was avoiding negative thoughts. And I just thought, I don't need to spend an entire 27 days creating a habit about avoiding negative thoughts. Maybe some people do, but I just don't. So I modified this system to fit me. So in my system, I only have 26 baby steps instead of the 31 that Marla suggests. In the FlyLady system, Marla suggests 5 key habits. Now, these habits, or baby steps that will eventually turn into habits, are so important that if you do nothing else aside from these 5 habits, your life will be dramatically changed. Your home will be infinitely cleaner than it is right now, and they're just really good habits to have in general. So what are these 5 baby steps? Let's talk about them. Number 1 is shine your sink, so I will be sure to link my video all about shining your sink up here. It's so important that that's actually the title of Marla's book, Sink Reflections. You want to shine your sink every night before bed so that it's so clean you can see your reflection in it. And number 2 is getting dressed to shoes. So I will be sure to link that video up here as well. This may be a little bit difficult of a habit for you to get in if you live in a home with maybe white carpet and you don't want to wear your shoes inside because it will get the carpet dirty. Buy yourself a pair of lace-up shoes that you only wear inside your home. Trust me, wearing shoes that lace up will set the attitude in your mind that it's time to get up and go, and you will be able to conquer the world with your shoes on. Baby step number 3 that you should work on every day is fixing your hair and your face. Now, maybe that just means running a brush through your hair and putting some moisturizer on your face. Maybe that means you do the whole glamorous routine. Whatever it is, take a few minutes and get ready. That way, if anybody calls and needs you to leave your house immediately, maybe go get your sick kid from school or join a friend for brunch, you're ready to go. Marla's suggested baby step number 4 is to set out your clothes for tomorrow every night before bed. This way, you're not waking up every morning, staring into your closet and wondering, what should I wear today? Because we all know you have a ton of clothes, and that can be a daunting task. If you set your clothes out the night before, it's going to be easy to get dressed, get ready, and get going. And the 5th most important baby step is to go to bed at a decent hour every night. Your body needs rest, especially when you're starting to create new habits and you're working on cleaning your home, maybe something that you haven't really done before, like me. And it really is just exhausting. My mind is tired, my body's tired, so it's really important to create that habit of going to bed every night at a decent hour. But if I were to judge number 6 on the most important baby steps that you can incorporate into your life that will completely transform your home, number 6 would be clutter. The number 1 rule of the FlyLady system is you can't clean clutter. So Marla suggests setting aside 15 minutes twice a day to tackle your clutter. 15 minutes in the morning and 15 minutes before bed. While Marla suggests only 15 minutes in the morning and 15 minutes before bed, my home was so bad that that just wasn't going to cut it, which is why I just finished an entire 2-week extreme home declutter project. But if your house isn't as bad as mine was, go ahead and just be sure to incorporate 15 minutes in the morning and 15 minutes in the evening to start decluttering your home. And eventually you won't need to include that baby step in your daily routine anymore. Maybe you just need to spend 15 minutes every day decluttering a hot spot in your home. Now, as I mentioned previously, the baby steps that we're going to start working on will eventually turn into habits. We're then going to take those habits and categorize them into either a morning routine, an evening routine, or if you have time in your day, an afternoon routine. I no longer work outside the home, and so I now have an afternoon routine. But before, when I worked 8 to 5 outside of the home, I was leaving by 7 a.m. and I wasn't getting home until 6 p.m. and there was just no time in my day for an afternoon routine. So an afternoon routine is a little bit of a luxury. If you can swing it, maybe add it in right after you get home from work before you start your evening routine. Your evening routine is not necessarily 6 o'clock p.m. It's just the routine that you're going to do before you get in bed every night. Over the next month or so, as we are learning baby steps to incorporate in our routine, I'm actually gonna start building my evening routine. So in the beginning, I'm only going to be doing those baby steps that are going to create habits that will help future Morgan today. What I want you to do is take out a pen and paper and write down some tasks that you can do tonight that will make tomorrow much easier for you. And these are things that you can do every night that will make every morning easier for you. Here are some of the baby steps that Marla recommends adding into your evening routine. Take 15 minutes and tidy up your house. I call this a 15-minute tornado. I grab an empty laundry basket. I start on the top floor of my home and I grab everything out of our master suite and our master bathroom that doesn't belong in there. And then I move to the next room in my house. I unload everything from my basket that belongs in that room. Maybe it's the living room. And then I go through the living room and I grab everything that doesn't belong there before moving into my kitchen. And I do this unloading and loading until I get to the last room downstairs. And by then, I should either have an empty laundry basket or a few items that belong in my master suite. And at that point, I will take those items up and put them away. It only takes 15 minutes and then every room in your home is tidy. The number one baby step to add to your evening routine is obviously shine your sink. The kitchen seems to be the heart of the home. And I don't know about you, but when I wake up to a dirty kitchen or a sink full of dirty dishes, I just kind of feel sluggish and uninspired for the rest of the day. And I've noticed that if I wake up to a clean kitchen with a clean and shiny sink, my kitchen doesn't get as dirty that day because I'm motivated to keep that sink somewhat clean. And then my home doesn't get as dirty that day because I already have the mindset of keeping my kitchen clean, and that sort of spills out into other rooms of my home to keep them clean and tidy as well. You also want to start your dishwasher every evening before you go to bed. I think one of the most important baby steps to include in your evening routine is to check your calendar for tomorrow. This is that step you do tonight that's going to help future you. So look at your calendar tomorrow and what do you have going on? Do your kids have to go to school? Great, then you know you should probably pack their lunches tonight and put them in the fridge. Do your kids have t-ball or dance tomorrow? Pack that dance class bag. Pack that bag full of t-ball equipment and then put them at your launch pad or a space where you're going to pass by on your way out the door tomorrow. Maybe you have a big meeting at work. Go ahead and put that folder with all of your notes in your briefcase and set that in your launch pad as well. So checking your calendar every night is really going to help you stay on top of things and be prepared for tomorrow. If you have some extra time in your evening, maybe you can start to prepare dinner for tomorrow. Maybe you can chop some vegetables, or if you need to thaw out a meat, go ahead and put that in your refrigerator so that you don't forget to do it tomorrow. Once you're sort of done in the kitchen and in the house, it's time to move up to your bedroom. Some things you can do in your evening routine from your bedroom are set out your clothes for tomorrow. Again, then you just have to get dressed. You don't have to think about what you're going to wear because you've already taken care of it. You can also start a load of laundry. When I first read this in Marla's book, I thought it was very counterintuitive. I would think you want to start your laundry in the morning and sort of work on it throughout the day. But how many of you are like me who maybe started that load of laundry in the morning and then completely forgot about it the rest of the day, and the next morning went to start another load of laundry, and now you have that gross, stinky, mildew laundry in your washing machine? So then not only do you have to rewash the clothes, but then you probably want to wash out your washing machine, and it's just a disaster. If you're starting your load of laundry in the evening, it does two things. Number one, the clothes wash while you're sleeping. That way when you wake up and think, oh, I should do some laundry, you just have to rotate those clothes to the dryer. It also saves you on your gas and electric bill because you're using that hot water at nighttime during off-peak hours instead of during the late morning or the afternoon. The last two baby steps that Marla always suggests putting in your evening routine are getting ready for bed. Take time to take off your makeup and wash your face. Have a shower. Put on some cozy pajamas. And lastly, go to bed at a decent hour. Once you've started working on the baby steps to create your evening routine, then it's time to start working on baby steps that will create your morning routine. Now, your morning routine includes everything that you want to get done from the time you wake up until the time you have to walk out the door. Whether that's to go to work or to take the kids to school, or maybe you work from home and you don't actually leave your house, but it could be from the time you wake up until the time you start working. And if you're a stay-at-home mom and don't work outside the home, it's just those things that you need to do in the morning to set yourself up for the day. So here are some ideas of some baby steps to include in your morning routine. Make your bed. I have never in my life made my bed. So this is one of the habits I'm including, and I'm really excited to start working on myself. I've just noticed that it's like your kitchen sink. When your bed is made, the rest of the bedroom tends to stay cleaner. It also allows you to accomplish one task first thing in the morning. So it's getting the ball rolling for success throughout the day. Next, we're going back to those top 5 most important baby steps is getting dressed to your shoes, followed by fixing your hair and your makeup. Once that's done, you can include something like a swish and swipe, where you swipe the mirror and the counters with maybe a disinfecting cloth or a little bit of vinegar water, and then swish your toilet just to keep it clean and mildew free. Next, you can work your way downstairs to the kitchen. It tends to be the common meeting place in the morning. And the first thing you want to do in the kitchen is empty your dishwasher. Those dishes were cleaned last night while you were sleeping, so now it's time to unload those dishes and get them put away so that throughout the day, rather than putting dirty dishes in the sink to build up and cause clutter and chaos, you can put them right in the dishwasher where they're out of sight, and then you know they'll eventually get cleaned. Something else you can include in your morning routine is to obviously eat breakfast and feed your family. You could do a 15-minute hotspot declutter, and then you can reboot your laundry. So take those clothes out of the washing machine and put them in the dryer. Once you've made a list of everything that you want to accomplish in the morning and you really start working on those baby steps to create habits, it's time to start working on your afternoon routine. As I mentioned before, you may work outside of the home and think, I don't have time for an afternoon routine, but I promise you do. Here are some things that you can include in your afternoon routine that you're probably already doing anyway. The first is to prepare dinner. You have to feed your family every night anyway, so you may as well include it in a routine and make it part of your daily habits. Next is finish that load of laundry to completion. You moved it to the dryer in the morning, and now it's time to take it out, fold it, and put everything away. This only takes anywhere from 5 to 15 minutes, I promise you. And my family has a ton of laundry. Next, depending on how much time you have, you're gonna take between 15 minutes and an hour and clean part of your home. It doesn't have to be super detailed. It doesn't have to be perfect. Just set a timer and do what you can in 15 minutes. Lastly, as part of your afternoon routine, Marla suggests taking time for you. Now, whether that's giving yourself a manicure or sitting back and enjoying a cup of coffee while watching The Real Housewives on Bravo, whatever it is, do something that helps you refill your batteries so that you can take care of your family. Those are just some ideas to get your morning, evening, and afternoon routines started. Over the next month, I'm going to be sharing what baby steps I'm doing and how I'm creating my daily routines to help me keep my home clean and organized and bless my family as well. So if you want to learn more about my baby steps, be sure to subscribe. If you liked today's video, hit that like button, and I promise I've got so many more videos coming for you. I hope you'll follow me along on my journey and start your own as well if you haven't already. As always, thanks for joining me, and I will see you in my next video.